everyone, it's AJ, and today it's Monday. And you know what that means? It's Manga Monday! Yeah! And as always, given the first Manga Monday of the month, it is the latest Bungo chapter! Woohoo! So we're at chapter 102.5, because why not? Because why give the full chapter when we can have half a chapter? Yay! but seriously, no. So we've got a wee small chapter, and still we're not back at the prison. We're still at the airport, which is obviously what was going to happen given what happened at the end of 102. Given the fact that Akutagawa made his way into the car parking kind of lot bit and found Bram and Aya. And that's where the chapter, basically kicks off. And we have, just 2 pages of that. And then it's just oh, fuck. Because, let's just say, Akutagawa does not, hold back. He just starts choking Bram by the neck. It's just okay. Basically, making him pass out by the looks of things. What was the point of that, Akutagawa? Then we turn to Aya, and basically there's a little mini voiceover that goes, yeah, go kill the person that nicked Bram, and then there's just little Aya oh fuck, I am screwed, and it's yeah. So we then see a very, very sad panel of Aya trying to run away while screaming for help, and Akutagawa, and in the next panel is a very close-up of what looks to be one of the Rashomon's tentacle things piercing through what would be Aya, or that's the impression. But because it's very zoomed in, you never know, it might be fine. It might be fine. We're hoping, this is the hope, that she's fine, and it was a bluff. Because I swear to fuck, we're killing the kids. No. I like to hope there was a tiny bit of humanity left in Akutagawa to basically go, hey, let's not kill the kid. Yeah. Because she's 8 or whatever it is, 8, 9, whatever. So yeah, let's try not kill the kid. So after those 2 horrific pages of just here, we're going into this chapter. Potentially we've killed a kid. We then get the bastard himself, Fukushi, and unfortunately we have to stick around with him for the majority of the chapter. Yay. Gotta love him. Not. So he's on the loose, he's being a dick as always. And he ends up playing battleships essentially with the airport. That is the best summary of what actually happened within this chapter. So we start off his section with him talking to Teruko over the walkie-talkies, and they actually bring up the point of Tetsu, because when we last left him, basically him and Kenji were going at it, and they both just passed out. But, for some reason, Teruko on the walkie-talkie basically says, yeah, he's been either killed / defeated. There's been 2 different translations that I found, so I'm not entirely sure what it means. A lot more people seem to be going with he has been killed, and if that is the case, that really opens up a lot of possibilities. If it's just a case he's just been defeated, well, yeah, he's just knocked out, which is the correct one. However, if he is dead, or obviously we know he's not dead, but the hunting dogs think he's dead, then that opens up a bit of a possibilities of either him, obviously showing up, fucking him up a little bit, because it's wait a minute, you're supposed to be dead, what the fuck is going on? Or maybe, just nicking Tetsu for, the good side. Basically away from them anyway, and going after fucking Fukushi, because obviously he's the fucking dick. But, or if Teruko is actually playing a fucking game and has lied to Fukushi, because maybe she's actually coming around to the idea of it. Oh, wait, actually, this isn't... Maybe she's now clocked on to the fact that Fukichi isn't actually who she thinks he is. Because obviously we lost Tachihara and Juno, like, for clicking on for the fact that Fukichi was actually the main actual fucking villain that's been going around doing shit. Or, you know, one of them. So unless she's clicked on that it makes sense for the fact that he's done something, then obviously her lying to him could obviously work in everyone's favour. However, we don't know. We'll just need to see what happens. So they're just talking and shit, and then he goes, right, we need to try and find everyone. We need to try and figure out like what the fuck has happened to Bram, and need to find all the people, like all the ADA members that are in the airport. And naturally, Teruko was like, well, the airport is a massive fucking place. It's going to take a while for that to happen, especially with like systems down and shit. And he just turns around and is like, well, I'm the best basically navigator here, because I can just go look in an area and then like tick it off and make a wee stupid note for myself. And the reason why I basically said, oh yeah, he's basically playing battleships with himself with the airport, is he basically makes up a fucking grid, and it is like a row of A's and a row of ones, and it's basically like the airport all mapped out in a square box kind of thing. And he writes on the floor with his sword, like saying like A1 is like an X, so like nobody's in A1. So he basically just plays battleship with himself. Until he figures out where other ADA members are. Which doesn't really bode well for us, given the fact that we know obviously quite a few of them are in the airport. So we don't really want Fukichi going like, hey hey, stabby stabby. Which then leads us into the next section, which is basically Tanizaki and Kurikida literally walking through the airport trying to find either both Aya and Natsushi, trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. And basically Kurikida's like talking to Tanizaki, looks away for like 2 seconds, turns back around, Tanazaki's gone, apart from his shoe, because as you do, leaving your shoe around. And although there was a lot of good memes on fucking Twitter, I saw instantly, and they're saying like, oh, it's in Cinderella now, so Tanazaki's now in Cinderella now because he's leaving the shoe behind. But yeah, so that happens. Obviously Kurikida's trying to like shout for Tanizaki, being like, where the fuck are you, you stupid little bitch, leaving me alone here. And then we just get a panel of Fukichi just literally demonize flying over him with his fucking sword. And then we get the panel of a slash, obviously to hint at the fact that he has slashed Kurikida. I'm hoping this is also incorrect and that somebody else has been slashed, but how? It's not really looking that well. Literally, Kurikida does not get a fucking break. Like, he got chopped up not that long ago, and like, leave the poor man alone. I fucking love Kurikida. He does not deserve it. And then from there we get a couple wee panels with Atsushi, and basically still tied up on the like hospital bed like board thing with the straps around him, and basically turns out he's been drugged. We found that out because he can't move his limbs. Like, he's literally just been drugged up, so yeah, literally can't, his body's not responding to like how it should, so he's literally obviously trying to move his arms, but literally they're not moving. And then there's a point where he's like, oh yeah, my nose is itchy. And then basically the last page is Teruko like very, very menacingly leaning over with her sword pointed at his nose. Basically like, would you like a hand with that? And obviously, naturally so, Atsushi is literally terrified out his fucking wits, because it's like, why the fuck is she pointing a sword at my nose? That's the end of the chapter. Like, for such a small chapter, they really just went, do you know what? Let's imply that 2 people have died in this half chapter. half chapter, not even a full chapter, a fucking half chapter. Oh, I know we need to wait till next month to get the conclusion of that, because I'm assuming what's probably going to happen. Actually, no, we're probably going to follow Atsushi. That's probably what's going to happen. We're not going to get the resolution of what happened to Aya or what's happened to Kunikira. That's probably what's going to happen. And it's going to fucking suck. But the joys. Right, the chapter doesn't actually come out. For some reason, next month's chapter is actually coming out on a Wednesday. So it's coming out in like the 3rd of August or something like that. And so that means that this next month's chapter review will not come out until like the 2nd Monday of the month, which is just so fucking typical. But hey ho, I can't actually do anything about it. It's not like I can get access to the chapter like a couple of days early. But yeah, so if you're wondering, like, when it comes to like next month and like the 1st Monday of the month and it's like no Bungo chapter, that's why. It's because it's coming after the Monday, and I'm stupidly picky for the fact that I just like posting this on a Monday. Manga Monday. But yeah, so that's the chapter. High stakes for a small chapter, like, my god. But I still love this series. It still keeps me entertained. Still fucking hyped. And literally just today, like, I got a Bungo delivery of books. So I finally have Stormbringer. I finally have it. Also, I did not realise how much of a thick boy it was. Like, my god. It's literally like double the size of like the normal like novels for some reason. Like, it's a big boy. And like I finally got volume 21, which came out like last week as well. And then finally got 19. I'm now just missing 15. That's the only one I'm missing now. Oh, I'm so fucking happy. But yeah, so expect Stormbringer soon, as soon as I actually read it and cry and find a way to put into words about how much it's going to fucking hurt me. Because I know it's going to hurt. Because I already know bits and bobs. So yeah, so look forward to that. Or maybe not. It depends on how much pain you like. But anyway, if you're following Manga Ways, the 2nd volume of Bungo 1 is actually due out tomorrow for me, actually. Hopefully, all going well. We'll see. And the 3rd volume of Beast is actually due this month as well, for me, personally. Like, in the UK. And then next month is the 1st volume of Dead Apple, hopefully, because that was meant to be last month. It did not. It got delayed, and I'm pissed off because Dead Apple I've wanted for so goddamn long. But hey ho. Oh well. So anyway, let me know your thoughts down below. Like, what do you think of the chapter? What are you looking forward to? Do you think we'll get our resolution for like any of the implied deaths this chapter? Or do you think magically we'll go back to the prison for the fucking cliffhanger they left there? Probably not. Way too many cliffhangers and all these fucking loose ends. Oh, it's Bungo. Why are we surprised? We love it either way. Oh, but anyway, until next time, I'm AJ, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Oh my god, this cold is kicking my ass. Oh! Yay.